Hello and welcome to another episode of Between Two Red Chairs, where we get to know somebody a little bit better on Lynchburg College campus. I'm the host, Jimmy Rue. Today our guest is Julie Allen. Thank you, Julie, for being here with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Julie has been on campus 12 and a half years, and she works in the IT department. Tell us what you do and what your title is.
Well, I just changed positions. I've been the help desk for the last 12 and a half years, and now I'm considered a user support analyst. So I'm getting out from behind the desk a little bit more and going out and helping users in their offices and doing a little bit more out and around campus.
When you were growing up, did you say, when I grow up, I want to be a user support analyst?
No, that's not what I said.
What did you say when you were growing up?
Well, when I was a little kid, my father was a systems, what was he?
Analyst?
He wasn't a systems analyst, he was a data processing manager. Mm-hmm. And so he had a big computer room with a mainframe. And I used to go to work with him and I would type on punch cards, and I was really mesmerized by computer equipment.
RPG.
So now that I look back, it's not really surprising that I work with computers on a regular basis.
Well, how did you come to be affiliated with Lynchburg College?
Well, I had my first degree was an elementary ed degree, and I needed to renew my teaching certificate, and so I came to Lynchburg College to just take a couple of classes to renew my teaching certificate. And so I decided to just get a student job. Mm-hmm. And they had an opening in the ITR department as for a student job, and so I applied because I'm real handy with computers. And I worked for a summer as a student job, and they had an opening in the department, and they told me to apply, and I did, and I'm still here. And so I stayed, and I finished. I continued to take classes, and I got a master's in education.
Congratulations.
In 2008. And I've since completed all the coursework for a master's in English.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still taking classes, and now I'm starting a program in journalism and communication studies.
Oh, wow.
So I just keep taking classes and working.
So that you've done a lot of different things.
Yeah.
What's a job that you haven't done that you'd like to do?
Well, since I've started taking classes in writing, I think I would like to do more writing. I'd like to maybe write for a newspaper or a magazine.
We happen to have a newspaper on campus. Do you write for our campus newspaper?
I haven't yet,
okay,
but I could.
I'm sure that's just going to happen.
I've done a lot of interviews. Almost every year I have students that come to me and they interview me for articles.
As in today?
Yes.
So what's your favorite part of working at Lynchburg College?
The people. I really enjoy all the people at Lynchburg College. And with my job, I never do the same thing 2 days in a row. Never.
That's good.
Never gets boring.
What's your least favorite job at Lynchburg College? Or thing about your job at Lynchburg College?
I wish I made more money.
What would you say is the biggest challenge of your job?
Probably the unpredictability. I mean, in a way, that's a good thing because you don't know what you're going to do, but there's times where you have something show up or happen, and you have to switch gears all of a sudden and figure out a solution. There may not be a solution right away, so dealing with what shows up immediately and coming up with a solution or a Band-Aid at the last minute.
How often, when people call you with a problem, do you tell them restart their computer?
At least once a day.
At least once a day.
And I'm a genius because a lot of times it works.
It does, like what, 90% of the time? That's what solves the problem. So,
quite frequently, at least half of the time.
How would you talk about maybe, since technology is pervasive and there's different levels of technological skills that faculty and staff have, how would you rate our faculty on technological savviness?
Well, I found that certain departments are much more savvy than others. Like in the science building, for instance, I found that we get fewer calls from the science departments. And I think it's because they are more self-sufficient. They're more research-based and they're more logical thinkers. And so they are more self-sufficient. And when they have a problem, they go out and research that problem for themselves, and they're more independent. Like, they want to figure it out for themselves. In other departments, I'm not going to name the department because I don't want to shame anyone. They are more inclined to call me without trying to solve that problem for themselves.
That would be me. I know your extension by heart.
I changed my extension
I
recently.
know the new one is by heart. It used to be 8350, now it's 8550.
You just told
Yes,
everyone my secret line.
8550 is their extension. What do you foresee 5 years from now as far as technology on campus?
Well, we're moving away from projected images. So in the classrooms, we're going to the big TV monitors instead of projectors.
Okay.
It's actually cheaper now to buy a big TV and just run a line from the computer instead of those old style projectors that we used to have. The projector bulbs, just a bulb, costs as much as a big TV.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it looks better.
Yeah.
It's nice and crisp. Just TVs have gotten way cheaper. So that's one thing that you'll just see on campus in the classroom. Cloud-based storage, cloud-based licensure for software has become really big. Microsoft is going now to Windows 10, so that's something else that's moving down the pipe.
Yeah, moving down. When you say down the pipe, what does that mean? Down the pipe. That's a phrase you hear a lot. So there's a pipe and there's information going.
Well, and another thing is, like, think about Netflix. Okay?
Netflix.
So in the good old days, people had CDs, they'd pop the CD in. Nowadays, when you go to the store, you see less and less racks of CDs, DVDs, and everything is streaming now. So we need to have more faster data. Internet, faster data internet. Everything is being streamed now.
She's never going to be fast enough.
Yeah, there's never enough. And when you go to buy a new television, it's a smart TV. Everybody's streaming their information now.
This is true.
All the information is available from the internet.
Yeah.
Cloud-based information. It's all coming from the cloud.
It's funny because I think nowadays we'll say, yeah, we stream information, and years from now you'll be telling your kids, yeah, we streamed information on the TV, and they'll laugh at you because that's going to be archaic for them.
Right. DVDs, most of the computers that you buy now don't even have a DVD drive.
Right.
Yeah.
So, now we have what's called rapid fire questions, where you just respond.
Just with a short, random answer. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
It's like Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Periwinkle.
What's your favorite animal?
Honey badger.
Untie your shoes or slip on and off?
Mostly slip on.
What word rhymes with test?
Pest.
Favorite toy as a kid?
Lincoln Logs.
Single food you could never give up?
Cheese.
What person knows you best?
My daughter, Rebecca.
Shower or a bath?
Shower.
What person would you never want to meet?
Donald Trump.
Who is the first person you call when you have a bad day?
Rebecca.
What favorite age have you been so far?
35.
How much do you tip for a $37 bill?
$10.
What's the last text message on your phone say?
Rebecca texted me last night. It says, "Girl, you got me out of bed for that."
That's funny. What's the difference between a headache and a splitting headache?
When my vision gets all blurry.
Okay. That's good to know. I don't have any more questions for you. Do you have any questions for us?
I want to know more about how people are going to use these interviews. I'm so curious about these interviews.
Well, our interview should be on the Red Chair blog page,
Uh-huh.
and people can look at it, and it will be on-demand viewing. So
And
you
how
can-
soon will these be available?
As soon as humanly possible.
All right.
Is there anything you want to leave the audience with? Any message you want to leave them with?
Lynchburg College is a great place.
Lynchburg College is a great place.
I love being here.
Thank you, Julie, for being on the show. Here's another episode of Between Two Red Chairs, where we get to know somebody on campus a little bit better. We got to know Julie better. Please join us next time when we have another person on campus that we get to know better. Thank you very much for joining us.